You're fired. Those were the words Billionaire CEO Ethan Blackwell spoke to his secretary in front of the entire executive board. Mia Carter stared at him in disbelief. For 3 years, she had worked harder than anyone in Blackwell Enterprises. She arrived before sunrise and often left after midnight. And now, he was firing her. You can't be serious, Mia said. Ethan's cold blue eyes met hers. I am completely serious. The executives exchanged nervous glances. Everyone knew these two couldn't stand each other. Mia thought Ethan was arrogant. Ethan thought Mia was impossible. Their arguments had become legendary throughout the company. But nobody knew the real reason Ethan was firing her. Not even Mia. And the truth would change both their lives forever. 3 years earlier, Mia Carter walked into Blackwell Enterprises for her first day. She had graduated top of her class and desperately needed the job. What she didn't expect was her boss, Ethan Blackwell, 32 years old, billionaire, CEO, named one of the most powerful business leaders in America, and possibly the rudest man she had ever met. The moment she entered his office, he didn't even look up. You're late. Mia glanced at the clock. It is exactly 8 o'clock, which means you should have been here at 7:55. Mia blinked. Do you always greet people like this? For the first time, Ethan looked up and immediately regretted it. Because instead of being intimidated, she was glaring at him. Most employees practically trembled around him. Not Mia. That annoyed him, and strangely, interested him. From that day forward, they clashed constantly. Your schedule makes no sense. It makes perfect sense. No human being needs 9 meetings in one day. I do. You need therapy. What? Nothing. Months passed, then years. Their battles became routine. Yet despite their arguments, Ethan noticed something. Mia never made mistakes. Never. When investors threatened deals, she fixed them. When executives created problems, she solved them. When Ethan forgot important details, she remembered everything. She became indispensable, which was exactly the problem. Because somewhere along the way, Ethan stopped seeing her as just his secretary, and that terrified him. One evening, Mia was still working long after everyone left. She heard voices coming from the hallway. The board members. She wasn't trying to eavesdrop. But then she heard Ethan's name. The merger is happening. What about Blackwell? He'll lose control of the company. Mia froze. Lose control? Blackwell Enterprises was Ethan's entire life. She carefully listened. The board was planning to remove him as CEO. A secret takeover. And Ethan had no idea. Her stomach dropped. She rushed toward his office. Ethan was working alone. As usual. You need to hear something. He frowned. What happened? For the next 5 minutes, she explained everything. The secret meetings. The merger. The betrayal. When she finished, Ethan remained silent. Then he asked, Why are you telling me this? Mia stared at him. Because they're trying to destroy you. But you hate me. I don't hate you. The words slipped out before she could stop them. The room suddenly felt smaller. Ethan looked at her differently. Not as his employee. Not as his enemy. As a woman. And for one dangerous second, neither of them spoke. Then Ethan cleared his throat. We need a plan. For the next month, they worked together constantly. Morning, afternoon, late nights, weekends. Every hour spent fighting the takeover attempt. The closer they worked, the harder things became. Because Ethan started seeing the real Mia. The woman who secretly donated money to struggling employees. The woman who brought coffee to security guards working night shifts. The woman who never took credit for helping others. And Mia saw a different Ethan. Not the billionaire. Not the CEO. Just a man carrying impossible pressure. A man terrified of failure. A man who hadn't taken a vacation in 7 years. One night, around midnight, the office lost power. The building went dark. Mia jumped. Ethan laughed. You scared? No. You screamed. I absolutely did not. You did. She shoved his shoulder. And suddenly froze. Because Ethan was still holding her hand. Neither of them moved. The darkness wrapped around them. The silence grew heavier. Then Ethan whispered, Mia. Before he could finish, the lights returned, and the moment disappeared. A week later, disaster struck. Confidential company documents leaked online. Stock prices crashed. Investors panicked. The board blamed one person, Mia. She was the only employee with access. The evidence looked overwhelming. Security logs, emails, records. Everything pointed directly to her. The board demanded her immediate termination. Ethan sat at the head of the table. Every executive stared at him, waiting. The board chairman spoke. Fire her. Ethan looked at Mia. She appeared devastated, but not angry, just hurt. I didn't do it, she said quietly. The room waited. Ethan stood, then shocked everyone. I know. Silence. The chairman frowned. What? I know she didn't do it. How? Because whoever framed her forgot one thing. The room grew quiet. Ethan smiled. Mia is smarter than all of you. Several executives shifted uncomfortably. The chairman's face darkened. You have proof. Ethan placed documents on the table. Months of evidence. The real culprit. The chairman himself. The room exploded. Security entered. The chairman was escorted out. And just like that, the takeover collapsed. Blackwell Enterprises was saved. 3 months later, the company had recovered. Everything should have been perfect. Instead, Ethan called an emergency meeting. The same meeting from the beginning. The same conference room. The same shocking words. You're fired. Mia's heart shattered. After everything they'd been through, this was how it ended? She fought back tears. Why? Ethan didn't answer. Tell me why. Still silence. Finally, she grabbed her things. Fine. And walked away. 20 minutes later, Mia sat alone in her apartment. Someone knocked. She opened the door. Ethan stood there, holding flowers, looking nervous, very nervous, which was impossible. This was Ethan Blackwell, the man feared by billionaires. Yet somehow, he looked terrified. What are you doing here? I came to explain. She crossed her arms. Go ahead. Ethan took a deep breath, then said something she never expected. I fired you because I couldn't keep pretending. Mia blinked. Pretending what? That I only see you as my secretary. Silence. I've been in love with you for over a year. Her breath caught. Ethan continued. I tried ignoring it. He laughed bitterly. Clearly that didn't work. Mia couldn't speak. I didn't want to be the billionaire boss dating his employee. So you fired me? Technically, yes. That's your romantic plan? He winced. When you say it out loud, it sounds terrible. For the first time in hours, Mia smiled. Then Ethan stepped closer. Now you're not my employee. Her heart pounded. And I want to take you to dinner. She stared at him. The powerful CEO. The man she fought with for 3 years. The man who drove her crazy. The man she couldn't stop thinking about. And suddenly she laughed. What? You know I still find you incredibly annoying. Ethan smiled. I know. And arrogant. I know. And stubborn. I know that too. Mia stepped closer. But I love you anyway. For a moment, Ethan simply stared, as if he wasn't sure he heard correctly. Then he pulled her into his arms and kissed her, not like a billionaire, not like a CEO, just like a man who had finally found the person he never wanted to lose. 1 year later, Blackwell Enterprises announced a new executive partner, Mia Carter, former secretary, future wife of the CEO. As reporters celebrated the announcement, one asked Ethan a question. What was your greatest business decision? The billionaire smiled, then looked at Mia. Hiring my secretary. Mia rolled her eyes. The crowd laughed, and Ethan realized something. For years, he thought success meant building a billion-dollar company. He was wrong. Success was finding the one person brave enough to challenge him. The one person who refused to fear him. The one person who turned an enemy into the love of his life. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Could you ever fall in love with someone you once hated?